Hey everybody, I thought I would just talk about my agricolae a little bit since I'm having pretty decent luck with them this year. This is the male adult. That's Fernando. He's just kind of chilling. His girlfriend is scooting around right here. There's her big fat tail right there. The reason I like this species is because you see them active a lot more than crested geckos would be during the day. They really like to scoot around on their little vines. But their care is really similar to crested geckos. So they eat crested gecko diet, but it's probably a good idea to also supplement them with live food. They really, really love the dubia roaches. And their breeding is similar to cresties, but it can be a little bit more touch and go with the offspring. They only get about 4 inches long. There goes Trixie. And they kind of almost look like miniature lychees to me. Their legs are just like a little smaller. But I really think they're cute. There's Miss Trixie. And surprisingly, she looks really chubby, but she just dropped me 2 eggs about 3 days ago. And right after that, I had 2 more hatchlings pop out. So I'm going to show you the hatchlings. I'll just show you on a ruler here about what size you're looking at. They're not super fast moving, but they can get a good little jump on. And they love vines. They just motor around so well on vines. They have a strong little hugging grip, which I think is pretty much adorable, and that's kind of why I fell in love with the species. Because I'm a gigantic sap. I'm sorry the lighting is really bad in here. It's a terrible, awful, rainy day today, so that's why I'm doing video. Super fun. Size-wise, I thought I'd just show you how their eggs stack up to crested gecko eggs. These have both been laid in the last couple days. The female agricolae drops 2 eggs, just like a crested gecko does. The eggs are about half the size of a crested gecko egg, which kind of makes sense because the agricolae are about half the size of an adult crested gecko. Okay, a couple nights ago, one of my new agricolae babies hatched. This is a super tiny little enclosure. It may seem cruel to you. This is only 3 inches tall, so that's pretty small. But these guys really need to have their humidity highly monitored. You don't want it to dry out too much. You don't want it to be too damp because they can have shedding issues, which will pretty much be the death of them quickly. So what I've done is I've just taken a cheap little kind of off-brand Tupperware container. I've cut out a square in the top here, and I've put coffee filter here, and I've done the same on 2 of the sides to let air flow through. Inside I have some tiny little vine. This is just little craft vine and a few little leaves. And let's see if we can do some better lighting here. There's the little hatchling. Just a couple days old. This one has successfully shed, so it's looking nice and bold colored. Super tiny. At this size, I've been feeding them, I start them out with crested gecko diet and flightless fruit flies, and once they get the taste of the flightless fruit flies, they really go nuts on them. Like, I'll put 10 in there overnight and I'll wake up and there'll only be like 1 left, if that. Then I bump them up to the tiniest dubia roach nymphs. This is the one that hatched last night. It hasn't shed yet. It's still got a kind of milky look to it, a little bit shiny looking. And with luck, it'll get through the first shed okay and then start eating and growing. My agricolae have been taking about 68 days to incubate and hatch. My crested gecko eggs take about 90 to 95 days to incubate at this point. Keep my temps kind of on the low side so I don't have super fast hatching, but they seem to hatch out a little bit bigger. Side by side you can see the a little bit of a color difference because the left one has not shed yet and the right one is a day older, so it has shed. Top one looks a little bit milkier. It doesn't stick as well. That's right, I said you don't stick as well. Not yet. The top one here is a month old instead of the 2-day-old one down here. It's got a little bit of size on the other one. It's really been a good eater. It's been starting to take out dubia roach nymphs, but it really likes the fruit flies as well still. The month-old one is in a little bit bigger enclosure, still with the coffee filter windows to keep the fruit flies inside, and still to monitor the humidity a little bit better. Instead of the little craft vines, I'm using this bio vine, which I am really fortunate to have found. I had a really nice customer show me where I could buy them online. The brand name is Bio Vine. They have a better bend than the other brands that I was trying. This is one of the other brands. You kind of bend it and it pops kind of right back up. These bio vines, they come in a few different sizes, like widths, and you bend them and they stay bent. And they're kind of cooler looking too, I think. They have better texture to them. I don't know, but they come in this baby size and regular size, and I think there's a large. This one, I'm not feeding flightless fruit flies to anymore. So I've got nice aeration holes, a little bit of screen here. And actually, at this point, this one's about 3 months old. And I've got the thicker Exoterra vine in here. This is Philippe. That's a male. And he is, what, I want to say 3 inches long, maybe a little longer. Yeah. He's getting up there. I just got him I got him at the end of July. So, end of September now. He was a month old when I got him. So that shows you how much they can grow. He was the same size as the other one over here when I got him. So, they can grow really quickly if you take good care of them. And actually, at this point, this one could probably be bumped up into a larger enclosure. It's starting to get kind of cramped in here for him. So what I did was I ordered one of these Exoterra Nano Talls. I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. I keep it kind of minimalistic. I don't want to go all crazy in here. I've got a bamboo pole, little bamboo pole in there. I made a food dish out of great stuff foam. I'm lazy, I make my own. I didn't want to spend money on it, and I had great stuff already. I've got some leaf covering in here to help keep him feeling safe. Just a paper towel down there, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and in his old enclosure, I put a little roach dish in the bottom of the enclosure. This is just like a little candle holder. So I'm gonna put that down in here, right next to the vine so he can get in. And, I don't know, let's put a couple rocks in here too, just to add. These are nice cleaned, scoured rocks, just from outside. Put these in here. Just to give him a way to kind of really look down into the roach enclosure. He can really walk right next to it. Since he's a male, he doesn't need a lay box, so I'm not overly worried about adding a lay box for him. But yeah, I can put a little bottle cap food dish in there. And he's already scooting around, hiding, kind of. Oh, let's look in here. There he is. He's kind of looking around. I really think that this enclosure is probably a decent size for a single animal. I'll check it out and see, you know, how he's getting around in there. I'll evaluate it over the next, I don't know, month or so. See if he's losing weight or anything. One thing I do want to mention with the Exoterras, someone on a forum just brought this up. You got to be careful with this because if you put a smaller agricolae in here, they have these air holes, or like, I don't know if they're ventilation or meant for like waterfall type things, but smaller agricolae could probably fit through those holes, so you want to keep that closed up. There's plenty of air coming in through here. You don't need to have those extra 3 holes popped open. So anyway, I'm going to mist that down, give them a little bit of moisture. And he will kind of check it out. We'll see how well Mr. Philippe does in that home. So anyway, yeah, I'm just pretty excited about this species. I'm having a lot of fun with them. And since I've got 2 new hatchlings, I'll be looking to move those when they're old enough. I do have a little bit of a waiting list, but I've got 4 more eggs at least this season. So we'll see if those hatch all right. I have the shakiest hands in the world here. Look at him go. What's up, Philippe? Checking out your new digs? Aw, yeah. Hey, tiny gecko. You're really adorable. What is this? What? Oh God, don't. Oh. Oh, oh, it's, ah. If you weren't so adorable, this would have serious consequences.